a sneaky ego trap that I just see people falling into all the time. Like all the time. And it's so frustrating because like we know this. We know that the mind does this. We know that it's BS, like complete BS. And we still fall for it. So what is it? How do we gain control of the mind? Let's dive right in. Okay, so this blog just just the mind gets us every time with this one. Even though we have proof, even though we know, and somehow we still fall for it. Like why? Why? Right? We don't learn. Because it's the learning part of us that just throws this back at us. Have you had those moments where, let's say you had a deep experience, you meditated, you feel amazing, and you think, oh my God, I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to meditate tonight, in fact. And then the night comes when you're supposed to meditate. And you go into, I feel so good though. I don't think I need it. And then the next morning comes and you're like, oh, meditation was so good. This will be good for me. But then your mind goes, will it really though? I feel like you're aligned enough. Or a friend tells you about a book that transformed their life, or a practice or a teaching or an event. And your mind goes, that's not going to work for me. So look, guilty. Okay, I'm guilty of this. I remember before my spiritual shift, a friend was telling me about Eckhart Tolle, and with this excitement in their eyes, they're like, ooh, I don't know which book to recommend you. And I was there listening to that friend just going, no, I'm good. This will not help me. I'm content with my life. I am all right, and I do not need this. Here's my question to that. And I'm not asking you. I'm asking your thinking mind. I'm asking your ego. Okay? This is important. This is important. This is part of the whole meditative process, right? Because you are not your mind. If you were your mind, how is it that you're able to observe it sometimes? Who is the part of you that is hearing those thoughts? So making space. So right now I'm not asking you. I'm asking your ego. I'm talking to your thinking mind. If you haven't experienced it, how would you know? How would you know this isn't for you? How would you know? You see, we're blocking off so many experiences. And it's usually the growth. So unlike on the street, with the traffic regulations, with the mind, red often means go. This, I don't like this. This rejection, I don't like this person, often means get curious. What's the trigger inside of you? Because you see, we're drawn to these things if there's an energetic charge. So either we're really excited about something or we're really repulsed by something. There's something in it for us. It's a part of us that's looking to feel whole. And I don't mean this by, oh, this seems like a really dangerous situation. Let me put myself in that situation to heal. That's not what I mean at all. It's this feeling of fear is excitement without the breath. Not fear of this is dangerous, but, oh, I don't know, I don't like this. But actually your whole body, it's like, yes, you're drawn to it. Even though the mind says, this is crazy. That's intuition. This is that growth that you're drawn to. Sometimes you may meet a person, you're like, yeah, I don't like something about them. There's something there. But at the same time, you're drawn to talk to them. And there's this, it's like you're attracted and repulsed at the same time. Is because they have a quality that you have not integrated within yourself. Most of the time. So this is how the mind gets you. It invalidates experiences that you haven't even had. You don't know. And I can guarantee you this. Before my spiritual shift, like I said, I was just, the word meditation. I was like, okay, that's hippie. Journaling. I'm not a 13-year-old girl, not doing that. Okay? Eckhart Tolle, the first time I listened to the man, I was like, what is he saying? The mind's my greatest enemy? That makes no sense. My mind is my asset. That's how I think. My analytical mind is everything. Little did I know that he was right. That all the mind sells you is an illusion. And that the power is actually in that awareness. The power is in taking control. The power is in not allowing the guard dog, so to speak, and as how it's described in several traditions, the mind, the thinking mind, the guard dog, to lead your life. Meditation, even if you've experienced it, your mind downplays the experience. No, it wasn't that good. Because it's terrified of that state. Because in a state of deep meditation, of deep centeredness, deep presence, that's the word, presence. The mind can't exist in presence. The mind goes to the future, to the stories of the past, to the traumas. People become inner alcoholics, healing their traumas over and over and over again. And hey, that has a price to be. I do this in my one-on-one sessions. But we don't get fixated on that. Or the mind goes into, what do I want? And creation of the future. Or how do we make sure this doesn't happen in the future? And instead, just right now. Coming to right now. And so the mind is terrified of these experiences. So even if you've had a deep meditative experience, your mind will go, you don't really need it. It wasn't that good. And it gets us every time. Unless we really make ourselves act on that which is coming from the heart. Act on that which is coming from the soul. From your alignment with self. And this is the importance of, we do this in the Powerful Self membership with the soul inquiries, but I want to give you a little practice that will just support you in doing this, not in, such a, like I said, big way that we do in the membership, but when you first wake up, like this will just give you clarity. When you first wake up, have pen and paper next to you. And taking a few breaths before you get into the state of, right, I remember my name, and I remember my problems, and I remember my to-dos. Just clear the mind, just taking this breath, accepting this breath in your body. Feeling yourself heavy on that which you are sitting on. And writing down what wants to come through me today. As you're receiving that breath, as you're allowing that breath, allowing yourself, before the mind kicks in, start controlling your life and your day. What is the energy that wants to come through me? And write it down. Not judging, just write it down. Okay? And you might have some action steps. I know for me, I love having these mornings with my guidance. I actually get like a to-do list for the day. But it's not a to-do list from the mind. It's like an aligned to-do list. Like, this is what the God Life Source Consciousness suggests for me to do today. This is what feels in alignment. And you can feel a difference when this list comes from your soul, right? When you're living a soul-led life, or when it's coming from the mind. So try this on, okay? Try this practice maybe for a week and get curious about what's coming up. Notice that as you just choose to consciously stop and connect, that intuition will open more because you're consciously telling your mind, yo, intuition time right now. I wake up, 5 minutes is just for intuition. You're not allowed to come in yet. And then, that's the tricky part, is to act on that. So when the mind goes into, no, it's not that good. That meditation wasn't even that good. But you have meditation on your list, though. You do it anyway. This is where you get to take control over your mind. This is where you get to choose your way, your path. This is where you get to co-create life. with life itself, with God, life, source consciousness. Life can only do for you what it can do through you. The inspiration's there, but you have to be willing to deal with that inner critic. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely this place where, why is the inner critic acting out? It's not something to fight. And I made several videos about this, and this is what I do with my one-on-one clients, that we don't fight that part. And it's like, but it's always there. It's always bugging me. There's a reason why that part feels unsafe. But this is a topic for another time. Practice this. Practice opening up to your intuition and watch your life transform. And on this note, I'm wishing you a powerful day.